Alright, as you guys can see, the sun is going down. So I have limited time to do this. This video is primarily for you, Emery. I'm not knocking you or nothing, okay? I sent you email photos of this, and I'm going to try and show it off, if I can. I'm looking for something to wedge it into, so we can see and make sure that it's sturdy, that the initial design is sturdy enough for you to consider. No, there's something. Okay. I weigh almost 300 pounds. And this is the saber that I wanted you guys to take a look at. Now, as you can see, there are two Luke Skywalker sabers. These aren't the electrical ones, so I don't mind kind of messing them up. But I'm going to try and grip this as best as I can. And I want you to know that, oh, see? It's a little dangerous for me to try it, but as you can see, I'm pulling in different ways. Maybe this one's wide enough. The plastic, I think, on the emitter is actually giving. But the real point of this is this joint that Hasbro recently done for their blade builders. Let's see if I have a place to set this down. Well, what it is, let me go over here. Put this down like so. Please hold, please hold. Okay, guys, what it is good. I did 2 minutes. Okay, so here it is. I don't really have anybody out here to test this with me. But the joint is good enough that I feel that I could put it over here, have somebody hold it and fall back, and it would still hold. Now, about 6 months ago, when I started coming up with lightsaber designs, you know, for a working lightsaber, I wanted a paired saber system. The paired saber system allows for multiple things. You can use one hand, you can use two-hand dual weapons, or if, you know, the scenario calls for it, a saber staff. Okay? Now, I'm gonna come up closer. Okay, Emery, this is what I wanted you to see, man. See this? It's got a wide thread, so it goes in fast. And then behind the thread, you have what they call it being a pin lock or a button lock, or a button clamp or a pin clamp. Now, I originally wanted in my connection design so it could come apart and come together, and so it could disconnect and reconnect, but still be solid either way. What I wanted was to actually put two pin locks, but this design has two different locking systems, and it actually goes together that easily. Now it's locked. It's not going nowhere. And if I think your machine crew can machine this, as you can see, it has a wide thread with a button lock, and the inside of the saber is hollow with a thread, and then of course the hole for the button lock. And the reason I wanted this is because the actual piece, and you don't have to change any of your saber designs, you just have to make a few new pummels. And this piece, this is all it is. As you can see, this piece of course is hollow to allow for sound for the electrical one. But what it is as you can see, there is a mold here, and that is so that they can put something for the spring to slide on. And then the spring holds pressure, of course, on the button. And the button has been grooved to this angle so it glides in. You don't actually have to push the button. It actually just goes right in. And then a twist, if you have it lined up enough, if a twist, and now it's locked. The button is only for your release. But if you make new pummels that can handle the piece, and you could technically, this is a long piece, you could probably cut a 1/2 inch to 1 inch out of that and make it shorter, and it would still function the same way. if you need to make it smaller. But Emery, I'm really hoping you watch this, man, because I would love for your machining group. I mean, you guys have done a lot of cool things, especially I like your new Archon V3 emitter, which as soon as I can get one, I'm grabbing one. Hey, actually I'm grabbing two. But because that Archon V3 emitter will work out for my functional lightsaber design. I call it functional lightsaber. I should say my theoretically functional lightsaber design. But anyhow, dude, I just wanted you to see that. And, you know, it locks in real smooth. And what I would end up doing in circumstances like this, or in this scenario, is I would buy the pieces to build it so it'll work on two sabers. But I would always leave this piece in one of the sabers so that the piece doesn't get lost, doesn't fall out, of course, but then you can constantly connect and disconnect whenever you want. And I don't know if I did it properly back there, guys, but if you watch this, sorry, it's being ornery. And that kind of hurts. All right, so these are the ones that have a bit stronger and thicker blades than the electrical one. Now, I grabbed it in the middle, I think, when I flung it out, which kind of implies that I'm holding both of them. So I'm going to grab one handle or the other, and I'm going to flick it so they both come out. So I'm going to step back here for you, okay? You ready? Now, as you can see, I'm only holding one, and I'm going to flick it so theoretically both blades should come out. If I flick it with the proper amount of force. You ready? So here we go. Not only did this not come off, this hasn't, even though it's made out of plastic, the connector has not bent or broken or even cracked. As you can see, I did flick it with enough force to make both blades fully extend, and I only held one of them. So I hope, Emery, that this is impressive enough for a design to you to take. Now, like I said, if you don't want to spend the money on this because you have way better looking lightsabers than this crap, I have no problems if you give me a mailing address, or I guess I can use it on the package I just received today. But if you have no problems, leave a comment. You do have my email, the Sean Sundek guy that was emailing you about a month or so ago about asking different designs and stuff. But you do have my email, Emery. So it'd be really cool if Ultrasabers would actually consider this. I think that it could improve your customer base, and I already believe you guys manufacture quality products simply for the reason, like I said in a video I just posted, I think, that if you guys are going to do shitty on your product, then the cheapest product you have, you do shitty on. And you didn't. I beat it on a tree. I don't think many of your people have done that. Maybe with your blades, but I don't think they've actually taken your aluminum hilt handles and saber extensions, but maybe they have. Maybe I'm not the first. But I showed for quality. I testified for customer service. I'm not showing my email. But all of that being the case, I really hope you look into this, because I would like to come to you for my saber pieces. Because if my designs end up being functional, sorry, there was something moving in the bushes, but if my designs end up being functional, this is my end game. Paired sabers that can become a saber staff, or I can use one individually for whatever my circumstances call. But anyways, I will work with what you give me to work with, but I hope that you're willing to take a look at this. Because the only other thing that I've seen that I don't know if you have is something that allows for dual switches, and it's MHS compatible, so I can add your pommels and your hilts, your emitters. And dual switches is not needed for anybody out there. I'm not narking Ultrasabers again. Dual switches is not needed for 90% of the blades. But the reason I need dual switches is because if my design works, I need to be able to tone down the power or increase the power depending on whatever. So a spot for dual switches would be great. But anyhow, you guys take care. Like I said before, be safe. And you know what? Imagine. Don't forget how to imagine.